Well, this afternoon, the residents of Ashaiman continue to live in fear day after a military contingent stormed the community in spite of an apology from the Deputy Defense Minister and also a statement released to that effect by the Ghana Armed Forces. Residents say all is not well. My colleague Samuel Kojo-Brace has been to the community and now reports.
In multiple viral videos, soldiers are seen beating some persons said to be resident of Ashaiman. In one of such videos, 5 persons are lying in a pool of water. A soldier with a gun hanging around his waist wields a stick and walks around them. One of the persons in the water attempts to rise up and is immediately hit with a stick. 2 others who also try to stand up receive beating as well. At Ashaiman official town, I meet some residents who say they were picked up from their homes and beating.
So this dawn, I was just indoor when a lady in my house shouted, "Obin Jimmy." So we came out, tried to find out what is happening. So immediately we came out, gun is being pointed at us, and they asked us to lie down. So we asked, in the process of lying down, they start hitting us with wire, wood log, and metallics and stuff. From there, they march us from the house to the street, to sleep on the street, to roll. In the process of rolling too, they are hitting us, and they send us to a T-junction at the top here. That's where we went and met a lot of men are being kept there. So we were asked to do arm pressing and stuff, roll on the floor. On the process of doing all those things, they use a metallic. I don't know what sort of metallic is that, and they use it to hit my arm in the process of doing the press up. So as you can see, there's a swelling aspect of my arm than this one. And even if you look at my back too, there's a little. By then I was wearing shirt, so it wasn't serious at that point in time.
Oh, so yeah. Those are the marks?
Yeah, those are the marks. We were indoor. This man and I, and the third person is in right now. I don't know what is happening to it. Because by the third person is not wearing anything, only boxer. Only boxers is wearing, so their own is much terrible than mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were not told anything, you weren't told what you've done?
So as we lie down, they are brutalizing us. The question they are asking, who asked you to kill the military man? And I was like, I don't know what they are talking about. I know nothing about what they were saying. So they even used PVC pipe to hit my head. Wow. And it broke into 2.
Then I heard my door knock. So I wake up and I open the door. I did not see anybody. So I opened the trap door. Then I get out. So when I get outside, then I couldn't see anybody. Before I know there's a military man standing there. And when I saw these people were lying on the day, then they said I should come. So the time he knocked the door, he go and hide so that you will not see her. So then they said I should come. So they said, what am I doing here? So I am working here. I'm working with this company. And they did not even allow me to say anything. They started beating us. Beat us, let us roll on the ground from the house. Then they brought us here, 3 of us. Then we came and met one of the guys too. Then they marched us to that side. They beat us, let us do the exercise, even our head and our neck, that we get mine and kill military man. We get mine and kill military man. So I was bare-chested like this, and they said, oh, then you get body too, and see what they have done too. If I remove this visual, my head and my neck off. So my head and my neck off. You see. So actually, we don't even know anything about this. It was even raining. If you see the way they treat us in this, beating us left and right with metals and ropes.
3 of your children have been taken away.
Yes, please.
What were you told?
Well, around 5:30 at dawn, I went to funeral at my village, Ziaviho. So the eldest one called me that, Daddy, the soldiers have come. They were banging the gate. Where are you? And I told him, we have not yet come. He said, no, they are banging the gate. They are forcefully opening it. We said, don't worry, we'll see what we can do. Just before then, he said, they have entered the house. They have gotten into my room. I said, what is happening? He said, then we are hearing the banging. Bah, bah, bah. Ah. Before we realize we cannot hear from female. When we call, the phone is not going. We don't know what's happened. So we have to call neighbors. We call neighbors. to see what is going on. Eventually, I realized that 3 of them has been forcibly taken, and armed civilians. What crime have they committed? We don't know. So I have to leave whatever I'm doing to rush down. Right now, I'm coming, and then this is where you are meeting me in the house. They first opened 5 of the doors, used a catapult to break some of the louver frames and the glasses. Yes, and then broken all the levers around. A lot of things have been it's haphazard in the house. There were 4. One of them managed to escape with bruises. You have seen it yourself.
The military has in a statement indicated its high command sanctioned the operation. The statement says the trooper is originally stationed at Sunyani, but was in Accra for a cause and had sought permission to visit his family at Ashaiman. His mother says she waited for hours for her son, but he never showed up.
When I saw the picture, I knew it was my son. So I shouted and started demanding answers. I was asked to calm down. I was later told he had been killed at Ashaiman. It was difficult for me because he is a calm person. I cried for several hours. I later heard he struggled with them and knocked on doors, asking for help, but got no help. I am told he kept shouting that he is not a thief, but they didn't leave him alone, and no one helped him.
Sheriff's uncle, Abdurrahman Ahmed, is equally devastated.
A small boy, 21 years old boy. You know the suffering we suffer for this boy before he entered the army. Then just took some few hours to finish the boy for us.
184 suspects remain in custody and are set to undergo screening.
The unfortunate event there. The military has been justifying its actions, indicating that it was sanctioned and intelligence-led. Let's get to details of what has been said by the Ghana Armed Forces. The forces states categorically that the military operation, which was sanctioned by the military high command, was not to avenge the killing of the soldier, but rather to fish out the perpetrators of this heinous crime. It continues to indicate that the military picked up about 184 suspects aged between 21 and 47 years and have since handed them over to the military police. They will subsequently be sent to the Ghana Police Service for screening and for further action. The Ghana Armed Forces is indicating that the personnel seized 29 slabs of and also 57 mini slabs of suspected Indian hemp and amnesia, amongst other forms of narcotics. The swoop was not targeted at innocent civilians, but was conducted on suspected hideouts of criminals and crime-prone areas in the general area. Now, regrettably, some innocent persons might have been caught up in that operation and consequently suffered some distress due to the location they found themselves. The Ghana Armed Forces wishes to urge the general public to provide useful information to support the security agencies in their operations. Also, details there by the Ghana Armed Forces. I want to bring in now MP for the area, Ernest Nogwe. Last night, you indicated that you are still on the lookout for some of your constituents who have been picked up. I want to get some updates on that. Have you been able to establish connection with them? So it appears that we're having some challenges connecting with Ernest Nogwe there. But of course, the statement by the armed forces clearly indicating what the next steps will be. And for now, we understand that 187 individuals are in the custody of the military police, and that this was an intelligence-led exercise. That's the assurance coming through from the Ghana Armed Forces. When we return, we'll look into the details of the statement as to whether or not, from the perspective of experts, it actually meets that standard. And we'll also hear from the Member of Parliament. It's coming up here on the Pulse. Please stay.